The Whoniverse has launched today, 1st of November 2023, on iPlayer with a whole lot of content, both past and new, being launched on the iPlayer service, including a series called Tales from the Tardis, 6 episodes of which are now available on BBC Iplayer, but only BBC Iplayer and only in the UK. These are not available anywhere else in the world. They're not on Disney+, they're not on any other streaming service legally around the world. So I want to talk today a little bit about what the Whoniverse is and what Tales of the Tardis is, but more specifically about why it's not on the rest of the world, why it's a UK exclusive, and why that's actually understandable, and it's not the BBC's fault. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Phil, welcome to my channel where I like to talk about all the geeky pop culture that I like and consume. And today is a big day in the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, which is, one of the things I talk about a lot, Doctor Who, and 60th anniversary. We are in the anniversary month. It is November 2023 as I am recording this, and we have new content already at the first of the month. And that is Tales of the Tardis. Tales of the Tardis is part of a bigger Whoniverse project where they have launched everything under the banner of the Whoniverse. So quickly, let's talk about what the Whoniverse is. Now, the Whoniverse is a name that has been used to describe the Doctor Who continuity, the Doctor Who universe of characters by fans for many years, and it has now been adopted by the official team and used as the overarching brand, I guess, for Doctor Who, all of its behind the scenes content, all of its spin-offs that are available on TV, and what they've done is they've put it all, as much as they can anyway, certain rights issues negating some episodes, but most of it, hundreds of previous episodes, for instance, all of the spin-offs are now available on BBC Iplayer in the UK. As part of that, they've launched this Tales of the Tardis new series, and that launched today. I've watched the first episode of that. I've watched the Earthshock one. Now, what these seem to be, I'm basing this on what it said in the press release and also what I've gathered from watching one episode of it, is that it is effectively an omnibus edition of a classic serial. So they've, cut out all the credits and stuff and edited them together, so it's like one feature-length version of that story. So it was a feature-length version of Earthshock with bookended new scenes being recorded with returning characters as older versions of returning actors as older versions of their characters. So for Earthshock, we had Peter Davison returning as an older Fifth Doctor and Tegan returning as older Tegan. Now, you may be wondering, well, hold on, he never got old. How does the Fifth Doctor be old? He never got old in continuity. Is it another hologram like it was in Power of the Doctor? Well, no, not quite. From what I've gathered from just watching the first one, it seems the premise of this is that the TARDIS is dreaming. And the TARDIS, as part of its dreams, is going through its memories. And hence the little random console room we've got, which is the set, which they released some pictures of the other day, where there's like bits of different TARDISes, bits of different props from across the whole history of the show. You can see bits of, Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS in there. You can see bits of classic TARDIS in there. You can see bits of Paul McGann's TARDIS in there, of Peter Capaldi's TARDIS, of Matt Smith's first TARDIS. There's so much references just in the set that they are in. And there's even a little mini tiny version of the crystal arms from Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS, which is kind of treated like a campfire. It's an interesting set full of Easter eggs, but the premise of it seems to be that the TARDIS is dreaming about its memories of its past adventures, and as part of that, 2 characters end up in this dream world of the TARDIS, the dream TARDIS, the memory TARDIS, as they call it. Now, it's left ambiguous, certainly in this first episode. Maybe they clear it up later on, whether or not these are the actual characters that the TARDIS is somehow connected with psychically. Tegan references having, last thing she remembers is going to sleep, so maybe it is accessing the companions in their dreams. And as for the Doctor, maybe, it's the current Doctor that it's accessing, but because it's bringing in Tegan, it brings that Doctor in through their memories as a past incarnation of them, but one that the companion, given the amount of time would pass, would expect them to look like. That's speculation. And then, so they sit down, they reminisce for a little bit, and then they start to talk about their memories, and specifically the memory about what happened in Earthshock. And then it transitions into showing us the whole of Earthshock. So it's basically a repeat of Earthshock with a couple of bookended new scenes on either end, at the beginning and the end, in this dream TARDIS. That's what Tales of the TARDIS is. Now, you probably knew all that already, because you've probably watched it. If you're watching this video, you've probably already gone there, unless maybe you are outside of the UK, in which case you're probably wondering, well, why don't I get to see it legally? Why is it not on Disney Plus, where New Who will be in just a few weeks' time? Why is it not there? And I've seen people on Twitter get a little bit annoyed with the BBC about this. They seem to be... I've seen some tweets. Obviously, it is completely understandable to be frustrated that you can't see it, and I completely understand that. And it would be amazing if this could be available worldwide. But what I think people in their criticisms are taking too far is, first of all, making out that this is the BBC's fault. There is a whole lot of issues. Now, I'm no rights lawyer, but there will be a whole lot of issues involved in where this goes. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted it. They would love for it to be elsewhere, but it's not their decision. The BBC can't make any other streaming service take their content. They can only try and get a deal, try and sell it to them. And the deal with Disney Plus, we don't know what it entails. We don't know what they've agreed to buy. It's entirely possible that they've just agreed to buy the brand new series, starting with the 60th anniversary specials, and nothing else. Maybe they want to see how it goes before they buy anything else. And while that's disappointing for fans, of course, it is also kind of understandable. They don't know. Doctor Who for them, for Disney Plus, is an untested thing. It's not something that they know necessarily how it's going to do. They obviously think it has potential to do really well for them, otherwise they wouldn't have entered into this deal. But they don't know how it's going to go. And maybe they want to test the waters before branching out. So, for starters, there's the fact that even if it could go on Disney Plus, potentially, it's not the BBC's decision to put it on Disney Plus. It's Disney Plus's decision. So any criticism of the BBC in this instance seems misplaced. If you're going to criticise anybody for not showing it, criticise the companies that aren't showing it. But even beyond that, I think there's another issue, and that's to do with rights. These are effectively rebroadcasts of classic serials. And there is another streaming service which already has the rights worldwide, or certainly in certain parts of the country, to stream classic serials, and that is BritBox. They currently have a license. We don't know when exactly to. I think I heard a rumour that it was maybe until 2025 to stream classic Doctor Who. So beyond the fact that Disney Plus probably don't want to because they're not showing classic Who, they're not streaming classic Who, so it's kind of acts as, if they put these on there, it would effectively act as an advert for a rival service. They also might not be able to, legally. Again, I don't know the contracts. I haven't seen them, I'm not a lawyer. But it seems to make common sense that if another streaming service has the rights to classic Who, then Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, wouldn't be able to stream what is effectively the same episodes. Because that's what these are. It's Earthshock, it's Twin Dilemma, and what, was it Twin Dilemma? No, it wasn't Twin Dilemma. I can't remember whatever episodes are on there now. But it's all those episodes that are on there, those 6 episodes, in their entirety just edited down to fit a kind of omnibus format. So they can't just let... So somebody else has the rights to those. Disney Plus probably can't show them. So that's another reason why they're probably not going to be on Disney Plus. And I think people were losing that in the sort of realities of the situation and how rights work in their desire to watch, understandable desire to watch it. People around the world want to see these, and I understand why, and I hope you do get to. And I hope maybe, after the BritBox license expires, maybe by then, after 2 years of the new series being on Disney Plus go, hey, this is doing really well for us. Let's add Classic Who too. And while we're doing that, let's add the Tales of the Tardis in as well. Let's buy the rights to those as well, and we'll stream those and have another deal with the BBC to stream those as well. And we'll grow it. Hopefully, that is what is going on. In terms of what will be on Disney Plus, I wouldn't be surprised if we just get the main series. If we're going to get anything else to start with, we may get that new behind-the-scenes series. Is it Doctor Who Unleashed? Is that what it's called? You know, the Doctor Who Confidential kind of sequel, I guess, honorary sequel. The new behind-the-scenes thing. We might get that because it's relevant to the new episodes and not to episodes that they are not hosting themselves. So I think people need to bear that in mind a bit more, and that's why I think it's understandable that why these aren't airing around the world. I think it's a shame, and I do hope they somehow come to some resolution so fans around the world can see it, but it's not the BBC's fault. So I kind of just wanted to make a video to kind of explain that, because I think a lot of people were missing that, certainly on the tweets I was seeing on Twitter. I hope you do get to see it if you want to see it, and I'm sure there are means for you to see it in the meantime before it's available elsewhere. But just try and bear that in mind. I'm looking forward to watching these. Like I said, I've watched the first one. I will maybe I'll do a review of them after I've watched all 6. I don't know. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you for more Doctor Who videos soon. Goodbye.